check out a really cool video store, record store, all-around great media store called The Archive in Bridgeport, Connecticut. So come along with me as I go through that store, and then I will show you what I got. Enjoy. Definitely one of the things that I really loved about the archive was their selection. Now, of course, it is a store with a lot of really great boutique, label things, but there's a lot of great used items, and there's a lot of really great laser discs as well as VHSs, which I picked up a few. And those will be the first things that I'm going to show off. But before that, I just wanted to talk a little bit about the store. And I really loved seeing this, a lot of this stuff in like the Vinegar Syndrome stuff. And it was a very fun experience to go to that store and just to walk around and take everything in, and all of the display items, which I tried to highlight a little bit of. Two empty bottles of TCM wine, a bottle of Cleopatra, or maybe empty, maybe not, I assume empty, a Cleopatra wine, and then an Alfred Hitchcock Vertigo wine, and both of those were really lovely to see, as well as a Coppola Frankenstein wine. But really, the great stuff, the fun stuff, is the actual media. And so what did I pick up? Well, I picked up a set of VHSs, and I picked up a set of some Blu-ray and a few 4K, I think one 4K. But we'll get to that in a bit. And firstly, let's get to those VHSs. And I put them in chronological order, both sets. So let's actually, it's listed on the VHS as For Love or Murder. And it's a movie that I know nothing about. But there's this, I don't know, it looked really odd, and just the cheesy revolver pointed towards you. I believe the actual name of the name of the film that you can look up and find a Wikipedia page, although there isn't a Wikipedia page for the name of the film, I believe, is on Letterboxd. Kemek. K-E-M-E-K. I'm guessing they went for like a palindrome, but the poster on Letterboxd looks so much weirder than this, I'll just say. And I still don't really have any sense on, let me tell you.
A wealthy executive company owner sends his wife to the American writer dating on his brother, Jack, K-E-M-E-K, very fun to consideration goes. Also, really lovely later.
I mean, I am intrigued. It sounds like a mess. It sounds like it will be a bit of a mess of a film, but I'm incredibly intrigued. I can't not say that. And then, from 1971, we have a film called Catch Me, a Spy, and this you will find on Letterboxd listed as Catch Me, a Spy. And with this, there's something about Kirk Douglas in that jacket, older Kirk Douglas. You know, the tagline is a deadly game of foreign intrigue. Um, I'm less familiar with this. I don't really feel like reading the tag on this, but Kirk Douglas spy stuff could be fun. And also, I was really gravitated towards the VHSs that have the the hard case relative for like, I love those big bulky kind of things. There are two films that I really wanted to get, one more than the other. The more being the one I'm about to show you, being Jonathan Demme's debut feature that he directed, as well as he's the sole writer credited on this, which I think is a first. It's a Corman movie, Roger Corman. Sorry, in my head I was confusing it with Crazy Mama, which is his next movie, which is a Corman movie, but is technically produced by Corman's wife. But this was produced by Roger Corman outright. And it is a woman's prison picture, which Corman had released a lot of. I recently saw it, and I thought it'd be really nice to have on VHS. And now I do have it. I almost did get the really great like presentation from A24, that Blu-ray of Stop Making Sense. Moving on. British heist film, one of the best to do it, from 1980, The Long Good Friday. There's a really good Arrow 4K release of this, but I really love VHSs, and this did come in that kind of in a case, so I was really drawn to pick this up, and I did. So to finish out the VHS section of the video, here is Christopher Nolan's film Insomnia. In case you really, really wanted to see a Christopher Nolan film with Robin Williams and Al Pacino, which I do kind of. I got it for $1. I'd buy that. So without further ado, here is the rest of what I picked up from the archive, that being the disc releases. And without further ado, I picked up the 7 films release of Dennis Hopper's 1980 Out of the Blue. It's got a really nice just presentation from everything that I've seen thus far. Apparently it also has music by Neil Young, which I am really ecstatic to check out further. To what extent? Following that up, another film that has really good music this is a film whose music I've known about for a bit, not really listened to, but I've kind of been really deep in thought on this next film, and sorry, I said this already, 1980. This was originally released in 1982, Francis Ford Coppola's One from the Heart, and this is the 4K One from the Heart reprise edition. The score, the musical part of the film, the music part of the film was partially done by Tom Waits, who has actually acted in a number of Francis Ford Coppola films as well. I need to stop moving this around so much. Following that up, we have and I think this is just by I'm not quite Lionsgate Studio. I'm not sure who. Whoever's been doing the Coppola releases, solid, but it's probably the most boring of these bunch. But next, speaking of something that isn't boring, something that's fun, quite fun, Fun City, you might say. Here's the Fun City edition of a 1983 film with Robert Forster and Nancy Kwan, Walking the Edge. And I really love Robert Forster, and there's something about it. He kind of reminded me of Harvey Keitel. And I kind of went for a beeline when I saw that, and I was just like, I really want to get that Harvey Keitel picture, but it's not. It's a Robert Forster picture. A little over exuberant. But yeah, it's a really fascinating release, and I'm not going, you know, this movie. Don't get this movie. 4K restoration from 35. Sorry, 1 second. New 4K. I don't really. These are all pretty much just. I thought it looked interesting, and I really want to add some interesting stuff to the collection that is outside of what I would normally watch. So yeah. But the real big reason that I went to that store was to cough a bunch on camera. The real reason that I wanted to go to that store was to pick up more cinematograph releases, because recently, if you have been following my Letterboxd, I picked up a film called The Last Embrace, that cinematograph release, and it really, I thought it was a really just grabbing film, and the presentation from cinematograph and Vinegar Syndrome, it was just undeniable. It is some of the best. It's just some of the best packaging I've seen for a movie ever, and I really wanted to pick up some more entries from that line. So, without further ado, here is 1993's Dangerous Game. This was directed by Abel Ferrara. Most notably, he directed Bad Lieutenant, starring Harvey Keitel, and guess what? This film does star Harvey Keitel as well. And then to finish out, we have the 1997 Paul Schrader adaptation of Elmore Leonard's Touch. I have been in a kick to watch Elmore Leonard adaptations, things that he wrote on, so like Mr. Majestic, Stick, the Burt Reynolds movie, directed by Burt Reynolds, but you know, also like Joe Kidd, things like that, and maybe even potentially the Get Shorty sequel, but probably not. And to finish out, fun fact, kids, Harvey Keitel's also in that movie too.